welcome to our time, our voice. My name is Sabella, and this is our guest. Da 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 da.
Monica Webb.
Ooh, so fancy. Unfortunately, I would like to give a little small update. I originally did have the file, but my cat sat on the laptop when I was trying to clear my temporary files, and I don't know why she likes to put her paws on the mouse pad, and so she clicked, I don't know how, downloads and deleted it. I don't know how.
It's sabotage, I'll tell you that.
I really love her. I do. And I will be flashing her on the screen when I edit the video. But can you not, Kiki? I love you, but please, please stop. Surprisingly, she's done this more than once, too.
Oh, no.
I remember one time I was trying to make a meme video, and I don't know how, but she damaged the audio file.
Aw, man. When you
And then
put her
I had
picture up on screen, you need to just have a caption that says, "Wanted criminal."
honestly, she is going to kitty jail. Funny enough, my very first video uploaded on my YouTube channel was kitty jail. Oh, yeah. Anyway, to get this started, I would like to ask you the following questions. What is your name and what country are you from? Oh, yeah, you already told me, Monica. But the thing is, what country are you from?
I am from the United States. More specifically, I was born in Ohio, but have lived the past most of my life in Alabama.
Hooray! Sweet home Alabama, that they say
Oh,
every single
God.
second.
Everywhere you turn, you'll hear that song, and it's like, "Can someone else write a song about Alabama, please?" 'Cause, I mean, it's been 50 years. We've gotta move on.
I can't really say anything because we've got, because I live in California, we've got California Girls, and then we got the theme song from the OC where it goes like, California,
Oh, yeah.
California.
"Here we come." And then every song ever written by Red Hot Chili Peppers says
Oh, yeah,
California somewhere
self-deprecation.
in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then we wonder, why are we so special?
'cause that's where all the rich people live.
Funny enough, there's a stereotype that Northern Californians are the richer ones, and then Northern Californians tell the Southern Californians, no, you're the richer ones.
Mm. Oh, yeah, I love when rich people are like, "Oh, I'm not that wealthy. I only have a maid and a gardener. It's not like I have a butler or anything."
I know, and it's like, at least you got a place.
And I'm like, "I'm looking through my couch for change."
Actually, yeah, that has happened before. At least you don't have starving children to take care of, aka my cats. Well, actually, you are gonna be having a kid soon, and you already have like 3 cats.
Yeah, we have a full house. We have 3 cats, 2 dogs, a bearded dragon, um, myself, and then my husband, and then in January, we are going to have twins.
I'm not gonna lie, that sounds like a sitcom in the making.
Doesn't it, though?
Just sell the idea already. You're good.
Yeah, yeah. That's how I'll pay for their college.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, and second question is, how long have you been voice acting?
So voice acting, I've really only been kind of dabbling in for, a little under a year, but I have an extensive background in, um, not actual acting, what do you wanna call it? Like, stage acting,
All types of acting is still acting.
oh, yeah, 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 that and I just my brain, it's been a day. It's been a
No, I don't
week.
blame you.
So,
Trust me,
yeah.
one time I've had, somebody that works in music, and they're like, "Oh, it's not real acting, it's just since you do voice acting." I was like, "Excuse me?
Yeah,
Excuse."
it's almost more because you don't have the benefit of, like, facial expressions or body movement. It's like you have to do it all with the voice. So, yeah. But
Like,
no, I
yeah.
have a long background of stage and screen. I started, I was in I actually started as an opera singer, which I still do. I was in my first opera at 13, and, I absolutely fell in love with every single aspect of it, the costumes, the makeup, the drama, the music, the acting, just
You still give me Christine vibes from Phantom of the Opera.
Yes, that's always been one of my dream roles. If I could hit that very, very high note that she hits in Phantom of the Opera, I would be a very happy woman.
You
But
ever
well,
thought of having your husband and saying, just stand there like the Phantom, and I'll do the Christine."
yeah, exactly. All you have to do is go, "Sing for me."
That's all you have to do. That's it. That's your $5.
There we go, perfect. Y
Well,
He'll be
no, you
earning
can
his
say
keep
5
around
kisses
here.
since he's your husband. 5 kisses.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we share a bank account, so it's like, "Yeah, I'll transfer you the money in the morning."
And it's like, it's still there.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm saying, my cat is she's just pawing at me with her nails, and I'm like, baby, I love you. I let you in here because I love you and you needed to eat, but why are you doing this to me?
Looking for something else to destroy.
So cute, but so much of a menace to society. Oh, yes. The third question is, what has inspired you to go into voice acting?
So, sort of a combination of things, really. Obviously, back during the 2020 times, everything kind of shut down, and, at the time, I was, a choral leader at a local church. I was doing opera. Uh, I was doing improv shows every month. I was like, there was not a single night of the week that I was not out at a rehearsal or a performance. Um, and, obviously COVID kind of shut that down. And I took it as a sign that I needed to slow down for a little bit because that had been my life for, I mean, really since I was in college. So, like, 10 plus years, it was just constant go, 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 perform. And I took a while to kind of, step away from it. And then I
Happy to hear
started
from
getting
you.
antsy again. And I was like, so I'm not confident enough to really go out and, get into big crowds again. Um, just because, it's a little too sicky out there. And I
Don't want to get
don't
sick.
want to get sick. Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have I live or my mom lives with us, and she's got some immune issues, and we got to be super careful about that and not bring anything home. So I had kind of I used to work in a customer service job where I was answering phones at a telecom company. And they would have me do the recordings for when people would call in, like the IVR that was like, "We're experiencing an outage in your area. The estimated time to repair is 2 hours. If you have further questions, please stay on the line and a member of our customer service team will be happy to assist you." And so then I would also be the one answering the phone, and I had someone once get so mad, and they just started, like, pressing all the buttons on the phone, and I was like, "Hello?" And they're like, "Ugh, I can't
Woke
get
up
away
to
from this
full violence.
computer." And I was like, "I'm not a computer. Hello, yes, I am a real live human person. Can I help you?" Um But, when I would do that kind of thing or, like, joking around with friends, I'd do, like, my, "In 500 feet, turn left," kind of voice, and they'd be like, "You need to do that. You need to, like you've got a good voice for that." And I'd be like, "Ha yeah, whatever." And then I started,
They're
like,
like, "It's just a
actually
joke."
yeah, I'm like,
But
"Yeah,
then you're
it's"
like, "Wait a minute, they're cooking something. Wait a minute, they're onto something."
exactly. I was like, "Actually, I do have the voice for that. I do have the acting background." So, it was something I kind of kept in my back pocket for a while, but I never really invested in until, and sorry if this gets a little morbid, but, I lost my dad very suddenly, um, in
Sorry.
2022, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. And, during the whole grieving process, I realized that if I don't do something, it's never gonna happen. Like, no one is going to walk up to me one day and say, "Hey, I heard you've thought about being a voice actor. Here's a good microphone. Here's a soundproof room. Here's a contract." No, like, that's not gonna happen. You have to if you want something bad enough, you have to chase it. So I was like, "I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna throw
That's
caution to the wind, and I'm gonna buy myself a microphone and soundproof a room in my house, and we're gonna see what happens."
I remember that, so I have, like, a list of agencies that I contacted and submitted my demo.
Mhm.
Over 45. I sent my demo on email,
Oh,
phone call,
wow.
everything. Yeah. And I remember there was this one former agent. He was a former agent turning into a voice actor. And as a he was saying as a former agent, you kind of don't want to bug the agencies. But at the same time, I hear
Yeah.
so many actors and voice actors that go like, "No, you got to do it. You have to reach for it. If you really want something, you kind of have to bug them. Maybe like submit it once, but if you see them again, tell them again. You have to make yourself like make noise to be noticed."
Yeah, for sure. You don't wanna be,
Too annoying, but at the
you
same
don't wanna
time,
be
like
annoying about it, yeah, and you don't wanna email them, like, every few
every day.
days, like, "Hey, did you get my demo?" Because I mean, they're getting hundreds of demos every day, especially
But
now that the voice acting world is kind of opening up to more remote talent, so you don't have to live in LA or Dallas or New York or whatever.
mhm.
These agencies, they're getting
sometimes,
bombarded.
sometimes they do require if you're in LA or for you to move to LA.
Well,
Sometimes,
yeah, I mean, it's still
but
very
luckily,
much.
yeah. But I remember my sister was telling me that there was a Genshin voice actor from the Philippines, all the way from the Philippines, that got a role, and she recorded everything from the Philippines. I was like,
Nice.
damn.
Very nice.
So I was pretty impressed at that.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
she does a
there are
really
full
cute voice
animes
for
now
her.
that are doing fully remote talent, which is, like, completely unheard of.
Hmm.
So it's yeah, I feel like that's something that's only gonna get more inclusive as
And
time passes.
and especially with those that are in the LGBT or minorities, like people who are dark skin, light skin, just colored
Mhm.
people.
Yeah, I think, authentic casting is something that is becoming much more important, which is good.
I
I
I cannot tell you how many times they hire somebody that they say is Mexican, and it ends up somebody being from Cuba, Costa Rica, or even from India. In Baywatch, they hired quote unquote a Latina, and it turns out it was actually somebody from India. And I was like, "That's not
Oh, jeez.
Hispanic!"
Good
And I was
lord.
like, "Why are you doing this to my people?"
Yeah. Yeah, we're just looking for someone in these shades of brown.
And I
Like,
was like,
"No, that doesn't work."
I know, and it's like, excuse me, we're right here, we're right here." My cat's on top of my laptop again.
Uh-oh.
He wants to join in the conversation.
I don't know, for this interview, that might be a bad omen since what happened last time.
I know. Oh, but the final question is, what type of roles would you like to do?
Um, so I a any that pay me well? No, I
I know.
love I love a villain role, especially when it's, eh, a villain that is not, like, pure 100% evil, but, like, a villain with motivations behind their actions, or, kind of a morally gray character. I love those.
Like, the
Um,
world treated me bad, so I'll treat the world bad. And you kind of understand the actions.
exactly.
Yeah.
Or like, I've been manipulated since I was just a child, and now that's all that I know. And, especially if if it's like a Vegeta story where it's like it's the villain at first and then they get redeemed and then they're just like, okay, yeah, now I can figure out how to be like a nice person. Like, I
Even,
love those.
even though it's really funny because Vegeta was still like, he had an asshole personality despite being on the good guy's side.
Oh yeah, I mean,
And it's really funny because I found out that Vegeta's only nice to women, apparently. Because
well,
with his daughter, he was nice with Bulma, he was kind of half nice.
nice enough to get her to marry him.
I know, but it's like he still had has still had his daughter, and apparently with his daughter, shoot, if I remember correctly, he was like punching anybody that was trying to like get to his daughter, and his daughter's really strong too, but she just doesn't want to fight,
Mhm.
which is understandable.
Oh yeah, for sure. Um, but
My
yeah, so
cat is
that
now nuzzling against the microphone. I think she's trying to say hello to you.
aw. Hello, baby.
She's
Hello, baby
saying,
kitty. Hello. Oh, but in addition to the villain, I like doing, or I tend to get cast in sort of motherly roles. Um, I think both of those are kinda come from the fact that I've got a deeper voice, and those sorts of roles tend to go towards the more mezzo or alto voices, whereas, uh, like, quirky, cute protagonist kind of voices tend to be a little bit higher than mine, and, like, I could go in that range, but by the end of the recording session, I would need an entire bag of cough drops, and that is just not sustainable. Um, but yeah, so moms, villains, villains that are moms, uh Um, and then outside of the, fictional, drama kind of stuff, something I would love to do is, like when you go to the aquarium and there's, like, the really big tank that's got, the the one in Atlanta, it's got the, whale sharks and the manta rays, and there's one in New Orleans that's got sharks and but it's just, like, the huge one that you can, like, walk through or, like, walk under. I would love to do a voiceover just reading animal facts about, "This aquarium is home to 3 different kinds of stingrays. In the wild, stingrays live in this kind of biome and eat these kinds of foods." Just I would love to do that.
Oh wait, my ass. Damn it, my kitty.
You may need to get your cat out of there. I think
I,
they're
I I love her. I love her, but do you know when cats give you like those little kitty eyes and they're just like, please don't leave me, mother.
yeah.
That's why my sister said, "Oh, you're the weakest link," and I was like, "Ouch." And I was like, "I can't help it. They're like babies," and it's like, and I adopted her when she was 3 weeks old.
Oh, that's sweet.
I know. I had a baby bottle feed her for a long time.
I did that with one of mine, and now she's 10. Or yeah, she's 10. She'll be 11 next year. She's my fat, sassy old lady.
Oh, oh, but random question. When you said about penguins, I remember saying this in the last interview before my cat deleted it. I wanted to say, going like, imagine taking your kids out there to the aquarium. And the next thing you know, you're just like, you hear that? That's mommy's voice telling you all about penguin facts.
Yeah.
E-
Exactly. Be like,
Everywhere I'm
mommy's
going, I'm here.
everywhere.
Yeah. Anytime you feel guilty, mommy is here.
You can't escape, children. I'm always listening.
Oh, but I also wanted to tell you, my singing teacher actually thought I was an alto.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, "You'd be good in alto." And I was like, "Really?" And I remember my teacher was like, "I thought you'd be soprano." I was like, "Well, I'm alto, apparently."
Nice. I think alto is more complicated because normally the sopranos get the melody, so they just kinda gotta and I say this as a mezzo, so I do everything from soprano 1 to alto
Hmm.
2, sometimes even tenor
Oh, I
1
was,
if they really need
yeah.
me.
Yeah, I was alto.
Um,
I could not do alto 2. I could only do alto 1.
mm, oh,
I was still a beginner, though.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, some alto lines, it's like whoever wrote this just kind of gathered up all of the spare notes in the chord and threw them into this line. Because why am I jumping an octave and a half in 2 beats?
I hate it. I hate it because I remember I was doing some singing and my teacher would be like, "No, you're alto 1. You can't do this. You're reading from alto 2." And I was like, "Oh." And I had to write all over it saying, "Don't do this line, don't do that line." I had to use a
Yeah.
highlighter and I was so
Mhm.
confused. And then I thought, "Oh my god, no wonder musicians are always depressed. The frustration."
Yes, the highlighter is any choral singer's best friend. So you can just go, "Hello, where am I, please?"
Yeah, like I do the highlighter for like highlighting what lines I have to do, but damn, it's something else when you have to write on your pencil or like pen saying like don't do this,
Mm,
and then you have to like X mark like certain things, but the music teacher says can't do or the composer, and it's just like, oh dear lord. It's like,
yeah.
how do you musicians do it?
And that's why you're in rehearsals 5 nights a week, so you can look at it and go, "Okay, I will not be conquered by a piece of paper."
Let that piece of paper conquer me, almost. Though I do have to admit, taking singing classes actually did have a lot of overlapping like lessons with the vocal acting class.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
There's
if
like
you
when yeah.
oh, sorry, I was just gonna say, if you can't emote while you're singing, you're basically just kind of a piece of cardboard, and no one wants to listen to that.
Nope. That's why when I hear some voice acting lessons like on YouTube, I was like, "Oh, I learned this from singing class. Oh, I learned that from singing class."
Mhm.
Like sometimes I'll learn something like new here and there, but it's like singing class. I know it's not important to take singing class when you're a voice actor, but I have to admit it does help a lot, helping you breathe.
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I mean, I'm a huge proponent of taking voice lessons anyway, but taking voice lessons specifically as a voice actor is such a benefit because you learn posture, you learn breath control, you learn diction, you learn, how to express yourself, again, without using the physical movement or the facial language or props or anything like that. It's all in the voice.
Hmm.
So being able to do that and being able to learn that from an actual, like, trained professional voice teacher is I mean, it's an asset that I can't put into words how important enough it is.
I've only taken theater classes, like theater acting classes, and I've
Mhm.
listened to a couple of voice acting classes, mainly on like accents.
Mhm.
But there's like so many overlapping things I hear from singing class that I'm just like, you know what? I know it's not necessary to take it when you're an actor for singing, but it does help out a lot.
Yeah, I think the 2 disciplines really overlap a lot. I think if you're a singer, it's
Mhm,
important to take acting classes. If you're an actor, it's important to take singing lessons. Even
mhm,
if you can't carry a tune in a bucket, even if it's just to learn, like, how to sustain your breath or, again, how to put emotion into words and how
mhm,
composers will paint phrases with specific rhythms to, really accent the meaning behind the words, even if they're in a completely foreign language.
mhm.
Um, I was a vocal performance major in college, and I took a whole class just on diction. And we learned diction in Italian, German, French, in English, obviously. Um, and a lot of it was focused on, like, how to not just read the music, but how to interpret the phrasing and figure out
That's yeah,
like, how to express what you're trying to say. How do you sound like you're, grieving and mourning when you're singing? How do you
mhm.
sound like you're overjoyed or, how do you how do you do that? And that was such a huge part of that. Um, that that's why I think, it is very, very important.
My, teacher said the exact same thing when he did that took that, what was it called again?
Vocal diction.
Yes, he called it the vocal diction as well. Everything you said is exactly what he said, and he
Mm,
actually has a doctor's degree in, vocal singing.
nice.
Yeah, we call him doctor.
My voice teacher, we called him Doc because he's also got a doctorate, and all of his students were his
Yeah.
doclings,
Oh, that's cute.
which I thought that was so cute.
Oh. So, another thing as well, I have to say, this is very, very important.
Mhm.
Extremely, extremely, extremely important. You are a voice actor, correct?
I like to think so, yes.
Have you ever thought of okay, so this is something conflicting that I have that one time I was talking to a friend about. We were talking about actors and I was telling him going like, well, not all actors can voice act because I was mentioning Chris Pratt because when I heard him in Garfield, the Garfield trailer, it was very flat.
Yeah.
And I think that helped out a lot from Chris Pratt was probably his facial expressions.
Yeah, he's a very physical actor.
Hmm. Like if we were in the times when nobody could talk, he would be perfect.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And that there are some that are very, very good at their voice. Like I was just watching on Halloween. Oh, happy Day of the Dead, by the way.
Oh, yeah? Back at you.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't have any sugar skulls today, so I can't give any to an abuelita. I'm sorry to my culture. Anyway, so I was watching Frankenweenie yesterday because I
Mm,
just love Frankenweenie. I try to watch it once every October for Halloween. I think it's a very good movie because I feel like anybody with a pet can understand and relate to grievance.
mm, for
And
sure.
and I think it was one of the very first movies that was in black and white and in 3D, I think.
Yeah, I'm
And
not sure.
so when I was watching Frankenweenie, I looked up how many characters Steve Um, let's see. No, no, not Steve Martin. Martin Freeman. Martin Freeman. I always get Steve Martin and Martin Freeman confused because of the Steve part.
Steve Martin Freeman.
And no. So Martin Freeman, he voiced at least three major characters. Like they were like major side characters.
Oh,
Like I think
wow.
he did the principal. He did the father. And I think he did one of the rival students. And I thought it was really impressive because I couldn't help thinking, damn, this guy has a really good vocal range.
Yeah, that's always impressive when you see someone do that and you can't tell just by listening, like, "Oh, wow, that's not 3 different people?"
No, it's really, really impressive. And I remember that he also did Cat in the Hat on PBS.
Mm-hmm.
I was just waiting for Arthur because I really like Arthur.
Oh
And
yeah.
I remember having fun isn't hard when you've got a library
Got a
card.
library card. Yes. That
And
probably won't stop me because I can't read.
I love DW. When I was waiting for Arthur, they were putting on Cat in the Hat, and I didn't know that Martin Freeman was doing the Cat in the Hat voice, and I couldn't help but think how amazing it is that he does it. And I remember, my brother likes to watch SVU as his comfort show. I like to joke
Mhm.
around that he's a typical Scorpio
Yeah. Yeah.
because they said Scorpios will watch the darkest thing and say, "Yeah, it's their comfort show."
For sure. Yeah.
Are you a Scorpio or do you know one?
My cousin is one, and we're very close. We were like sisters growing up, and yeah, she's a huge true crime head. So it's like, yep,
And
that
they're
tracks.
like, "Yeah, let me put on the darkest thing out there as my comfort show," and it's like, and y'all wonder why you guys get a bad rap. Please don't hurt me,
Mhm.
Scorpios. I know that the largest amount of sign in the United States is Scorpios.
Oh, is
Yeah,
it? Oh, I didn't
yeah,
realize that.
yeah. They did a study saying that the number one sign or the most people born zodiac sign in the United States is Scorpio, which an astrologist said was very funny because the United States is quote unquote a Cancer because of July 4th,
Mm,
so it makes sense. And
yeah,
they said that another thing was, according to the FBI, they also said the most dangerous people are Cancers.
that tracks. Absolutely.
I'm not gonna deny it. I know Scorpios out there. I'm not people out there think Scorpios are the deadliest one. I'm like, nah, y'all haven't seen any Cancers. They're called crabs for a reason. I love my Cancer people. I love my Cancer audience out there, but I know y'all have a secret dark side.
On Geminis too. Golly.
Gemini's actually got one of the least amounts.
That's surprising because I've known quite a few Geminis that are. Um,
Oh, what is your sign?
oh, I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh, I'm a Virgo.
Nice.
Back to what we were saying about Martin. You
Oh
heard
yeah,
nothing in the back.
what was your
Huh?
question?
I know. I was like, I know. I saw go into tangents. I would be great if I had a talk show because I'm just going on and on and on. Anyway, that's not the point. So when I was thinking about how many characters like Martin Freeman does, and then my brother was putting on SVU, and he did I think he did a serial kidnapper.
Oh, wow.
I think he did a predator, like a villain type character, and I thought that was so interesting because I hardly ever see him as villain characters. Hardly ever. I've seen him as a morally gray character in How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
But oh my god, he was so great as a villain. I thought, sir, you need to go to be a villain. I know, understand. You're at that age where you probably want to do like maybe one role or two role, but I don't care. Get back in there. Get back in the studio, and you're gonna do a villain role because he's so good at it. And you can't help but wonder, going like, man, they're so good as villains. And I remember my father told me that you can tell an actor is really good by how versatile their roles can be. And then it made me think of you when you said how you like to do mother roles and then villain roles, which are pretty much polar opposites of roles.
Mhm.
Because the mother roles are pretty much nurturing and that they care for, while the morally character gray like villain roles are like the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's an interesting balance to strike because, I mean, obviously it's acting, so none of
Hmm.
it's real, but all the emotions are coming from a very real place.
Hmm.
So, you kinda have to be able to access those sides of yourself and then translate them into the character.
Yeah, like I did a role from Not Without My Sons, from I think a 1950s movies post World War II, from a
Mm,
play, stage play.
mm.
and I was doing like a very conservative mother. I did not like her. I did not like the 1950s, like post World War II mom, but I understand her role. And I understand her. I don't like it. I don't agree with it, but I understand.
Yeah. Yeah, and exactly. You have to kind of put yourself into that mindset of like, okay, yeah, that's not what I would do,
Hmm.
but you know, what if I was this person?
Hmm.
I mean, it's like
It's
playing a
very,
game.
yeah. Honestly, I just kind of think back to when I was playing as Barbie characters or as stuffed animal characters.
Mhm.
Or when I was playing with my dolls when I was younger, I would play as like the villain, and I would play a hero, and then I would just play so many types of characters. And it's just like my one of my theater teachers said, it's just make believe. You're just having fun.
Exactly, you're just playing.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's actually how I discovered voice acting, because I used to use my stuffed animals for making voices when talking to kids,
mhm.
and I would just pretend that they were different characters, and then I thought, maybe this is something I can do.
Yeah. That's one thing that, Steve Bloom talks about in his, Bloombox studio classes.
Mhm.
He's like, "Just have fun." You
I
know?
would love to take a class of his. I would love to.
Oh, they're amazing. They
I
are
keep on
absolutely
getting ads
fantastic.
on it.
Yeah,
One time
highly recommend.
I was playing an Ultimate game and I got an ad on it, and I was like, "Damn, sir. Yeah, I keep on getting your ads, but I don't have the money yet. Wait for me. Wait for me. I want to get one of your classes."
Oh, yeah, for sure. But yeah, and it's neat to see someone who has had so much success and
Mhm.
is such like I mean, a household name when it comes to being a voice actor saying like, "Just have fun." That's
Yeah,
all
and he's
this is
right.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, 'cause, I mean, so many people are like, "This business is cutthroat if you're not out there 23 hours a day promoting your demos and revamping your website, you're gonna get behind." And it's like, "Well, there is no behind. It's
Hustle. And
not
it's
a
like,
race."
yeah. That's actually what I have a very conflicting, like, I have very conflicting ideas I have with other voice actors. I mean, I keep to myself about it, but I see a lot of them some of the time saying, like, "Oh, the reason why you're not successful is because you're not putting the hustle. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. You're not pushing yourself out there. You don't see voice acting as you live it, you breathe it, you have to be it." And it's like, and a part of me is all like, well, I want to live to work, not work to live.
Mhm.
And I,
Exactly.
I was so conflicted. And he's like, and he's getting there. He's got a few roles, from some Crunchyroll anime. But I was like, I kept my mouth shut. And I was like, and it's
Yeah.
very conflicting. And it's very conflicting because everyone is different. And I remember one voice actor was saying, like, well, everybody's got different paths. Everybody's got different lanes. Some advice is not going to be there for you. Some
Mhm.
advice is going to be working for others, but maybe not you.
Yeah, and I mean, that's true with anything. If
Hmm.
if if there was a clear and easy path to
Hmm.
success, then everyone would do it.
Yeah,
Like there is no manual. I mean, there are 1,000 different books on how to become a voice actor, how to do this, how to do that. And I mean, the truth is no two paths look the same. Like, yeah, you are gonna have to get out there and promote your demo and do auditions and all of that. Because, like I said earlier, no one's gonna just walk up to you and be like, "Hey, I heard you're interested in voice acting. Here's a $5 million contract," that's just not gonna happen. But at the
that would be
same
nice.
time
No,
yeah, I know, I'd love for it to. Any producers out there that are listening to this, hello. Um,
it was me as
but
well.
like, at the same time, if you burn yourself out, you're not gonna wanna actually do anything when the roles start coming in.
I
And
think, yeah, I remember I tried to do the hustle in the beginning when I tried to get into the voice acting world. I was pumping in like every single day. I was pumping an audition till I got so burnt out I couldn't do any auditions for like 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah, and I honestly, I kinda did the same thing. I got to a point where I was like I was making myself do, like, 10 auditions a day, at least, and I was at a point where I was, like I was exhausted, and I was dreading having to come into the booth, and I'm like, "Why? I'm doing this for fun. I don't need to push myself to the point of exhaustion and loathing and, not wanting to be here anymore." But here being in the booth, of course,
Yeah.
because, that's completely ruining the point of it, you know, especially for, the acting, voice acting, anytime you're auditioning, it is a game of losses, basically. You are going to get more rejections than you do, uh, roles, and that's just a fact. It does I mean, there are people out there that have won 1,000 voice acting awards that are still getting rejections. And it's not personal. It's not saying, "Yeah, we didn't choose you for this role because you're bad and we hate you." It's just, some roles aren't a good fit. I don't think I could play a convincing, 10-year-old child. So if I ever auditioned for one, probably wouldn't get that role. Nor could, uh, Denzel Washington play a convincing mother role. It's just sometimes things don't fit. But
That would be very interesting to see though.
yeah, it would be. But, you have to find a balance between because getting all those rejections, it can be hard.
uh
It can affect your mental health, and if
yeah.
you're seeing, just like, "Thanks for auditioning." Unfortunately, every single time you open up your email, it it can be nice
Oh,
to
I
kinda
love the
say, "I need a break."
honestly, I like getting the rejection email better than not getting any email because I get told saying like, "Okay, I don't need to get my hopes up for this one," because I just think, "Okay, it's gone. I can just put my mind aside about it."
That's fair.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
that's totally fair.
yeah.
I see, I'm kinda torn on it because I agree with that. I think it's nice to kinda get something that officially says, like, "Hey, you weren't the right fit. Thanks for trying." Because it's like, "Okay, knock
But
that
at the
one off
same
the
time, it
list."
hurts each time you open it.
Yeah, and like I said, it can be draining, especially if you're already having a bad mental health day and you open up your email and you've got, like, 5 rejections in a row. It's like, "Well, wow, I'm
Wow, my heart didn't
terrible."
need this at all.
Yeah. But
Uh,
that's the nature of the business. It's not personal. It's not saying, "Hey, we really hated your audition and we're going to come to your house with hammers tonight." Like, it's not like that, but it can feel like that.
sometimes I look at penguins and cats and think, "Oh, I'm so glad they don't have to worry about this. All they have to worry about is being cute."
If only.
Oh, I love my cats, but it's like everything I do is for you. They're so cute, but at the same time, it's like, please do acting for me right now, and it's just like, and they're just confused. I'm like, can you meow into the microphone, please?
Yeah. Can you meow with a little bit more, expression?
Enthusiasm.
Yeah. Imagine this, you can smell the tuna treat, but you can't see it. Now, show me how you would react to that situation.
Cat's just gonna be standing there, confused, and then walk away.
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be really funny.
just
Uh,
yeah, acting workshops with your cats. Like, "All right, guys, once more with feeling."
and then they're just like, "Meow, meow."
Perfect. You're a shoo-in for the Meowsker this year.
So how does it feel to have a zoo?
You know, it's busy. um I I am a huge I believe the right word is sucker when it comes to adopting animals. We I already had my oldest cat, Sunny, when my husband and I got together.
Oh,
And we kind of all of our pets are rescues. Um, they're all ones that, like, we either, like, found them in the street or someone else found them and was like, "Hey, y'all like animals, right? Can y'all take" and, we'd always be like, "Okay, well, we'll foster them for, a couple weeks, try to find them a home," and then, you know, we
one thing
failed.
led to another, and it's like, oh, ours now.
Yeah, pretty much.
It reminds
Um,
me of Billie Eilish when she said she was doing COVID of fostering like pit bull puppies, and she was joking around how she failed as a foster parent because she ended up adopting one of them.
yep, yep, foster fails. We have experience with that for sure. But, I've always been an animal person. I've had cats since the day I was born.
Oh,
Um, and, so, and my husband is too. He's a very big animal lover, and we're both like we after we got our last one, my cat Leo, we had to kinda sit down with each other and be like, "Okay, no more. We are full up. We are not taking applications at this time. Um, we kinda gotta take care of the ones we have, and we can't take on any more because some of them have medical conditions that require expensive medication, and so it's like, yeah, I'd love to, but
my
I
yeah.
also need to pay my bills."
That's kind of why my family does not want me to be around kittens or cats because anytime I see one on the street, I'm like, "Oh, kitty," and my mom's like, "No," and I'm like, and then my brother's like, "I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna want to adopt it right away. You say you're gonna keep it until you to give it to like the shelter, and then you're gonna want to keep it." I'm like, "No, I wouldn't." And in the back of my head, I'm like, "Yeah, I kind of would."
Yeah.
And then there was this one eHarmony video about this one girl crying because she loves cats.
That would be me.
And she was crying because she was saying that all the cats in the world don't have homes. And I was like, "Oh my god, I've actually done that. I've actually cried because all the cats in the world did not have homes." And I'm like, dogs are also cute too. And I was always telling my brother every day, going like, "We don't deserve dogs. We don't deserve cats. We don't deserve all the animals."
Yeah.
I like elephants.
Yeah, I definitely couldn't keep one of those in my house.
I want to keep a pig. I want to touch a penguin though.
Oh, penguins are so soft. I got to touch one, at the aquarium in Atlanta. They had a animal encounter, and I took my
Hmm.
mom for her birthday one year because penguins are her absolute favorite animal, and it tried to climb into her lap because she was wearing a jacket that had, like, shiny thread on it, and
Oh,
"It wants to play with you," and she's like, "That's okay, I'll let it. Please let me take it home."
you know, my brother has called my black and white cat a penguin.
Yeah, I
I'm
love
like, that's
tuxedo cats.
I'm telling my brother, stop calling him that. He's gonna have an identity crisis. Calling him a cow, zebra, penguin, panda, identity crisis. Honestly, I'm surprised my cat's still okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm like, stop it. Stop it. You're gonna give him an identity crisis. He's so cute. But then I also look at penguins and I'm like, you're so cute. I also know a lot about penguins, like about how they use like pebbles as like currency.
Yeah, I think it's
One
sweet that they mate for life.
Some of them also do prostitution.
Well,
No one's perfect. It's okay.
you do what you have to get by in this economy.
Honestly, I just look at the penguins and when I heard that I was like, yeah, it's a tough world out there. I understand. I understand, little penguins. I understand, but it's okay. Doesn't matter what you do. You're always cute in my eyes. Oh no, a penguin out there stole someone's camera? Okay, that's fine. Oh no, a penguin ran off with someone's document. I think there was like a story about a penguin, but the scientists, like, I think paperwork or clipboard.
Oh,
And I was
nice.
like, and I think they called it a bastard penguin or something like that. And I was like, you know what? I don't care. It's still cute to me. Do
I
whatever you
mean,
want.
maybe he wants to learn how to do science, and no one will teach him,
Exactly.
so he has to take it into his own hands. Ever thought
Sometimes you
about
just
that world?
scientists didn't think so. Honestly, ridiculous. Out there, we need a program for penguins learning science. Call now, and you can sponsor your penguin today.
Exactly, that'll be my, my nonprofit, Penguins in STEM.
What do? They just stand there, look cute, we hug them, and we continue our science.
For just 35 cents a day, you too can help a penguin learn about chemistry.
Who would say no to these penguins? Call now.
Exactly.
If you call right now, you get this free adorable penguin picture.
Yeah, it's like you can sponsor a penguin. This is Jeffrey. He's interested in going into physics. Follow
And you just
Jeffrey's
see
journey.
someone holding a gigantic book for Jeffrey.
He's got, like, little glasses on.
Oh. But yeah, penguins can do nothing in my eyes. I mean, what can they do? Oh no, they're just being silly and they dance. Oh no, penguins are just eating fish and pebbles. Like, what do they do? So bad.
Yeah. No, I
Except
like
for Happy
penguins
Feet.
quite a
Happy
lot.
Feet was a very sad movie, despite being called Happy Feet.
God, it's been years since I've seen that. That's
Go watch it.
I liked it quite a lot when I saw it.
When I remember one time, I don't know what happened, but I was heartbroken that day when I was watching Happy Feet once. My God, it hurt me over and over, and then I kept listening to breakup songs that day
Oh,
because of
geez.
Happy Feet, and I was like, damn, I need. I'm one of those people where, like, if I have to cry, I have a playlist to make a song. I have a playlist to make me cry.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I have one of those days where I'm like, damn, I need to cry. Let me put on a breakup song, even though I've never broken up with anybody right now.
Yeah. Yeah, but you
And
get the
it's like,
vibe.
I'm not breaking up with anybody. I just want to listen. I just want to cry. Although friendship breakups do hurt.
Those can hurt worse than relationship breakups.
That's what I keep telling people, and people are like, "Oh no, that's not true." And it's like, no, you do not understand friendship breakups. Then,
Mm.
like, friendship breakups are the worst.
Mhm.
Like, I remember one time I was going through one friendship breakup, and my friend, he was playing somebody I used to know, and I was like, "Can you not?"
Oh, jeez.
And he was like, "What? I like the song. It just came out." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I broke up with one of my 7-year long friends. Can you not?" Because we were
Mm.
playing a Pokemon together.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
was like, "Can you not?" It still
Yeah,
hurt. It
that's
still hurt. And he was like, "But you don't want to be friends with more with them." And I'm like, "I don't care. It still hurts." Oh,
it it's hard. It's hard, and, it's almost worse because it's like when you break up with a partner, you turn to your friends, but then when you have a friendship breakup, it's like, "Well, now what? Now
I
who do
know.
I talk to?"
You just can't help but, like, go to your corner, cry, hug your cat. That is if your cat allows you to.
Yeah.
One
Sometimes
time
you'll
I
be
was
like,
crying.
no, thank you."
One time I was crying so much that my cat thought I was sprinkling water on him, and he ran off because there was too much water coming down. And I was like, "I'm not giving you a shower. Come back."
Aw.
I mean, he came back and sat next to me, but it's like I wanted him on my lap. But, it was close enough.
Yeah.
So, I need to ask you something. It's
Mhm.
very important. I said this again, but does I finally remember my question? Will you be recording audiobooks, children's audiobooks for your kid?
I would love that, honestly. And I might, 'cause I still have, um, a little while until they're here, so I might, just go ahead and, pull out the Goodnight Moon and
If
Brown
you
Bear and
Oh, if you give a
Very
mouse a
Hungry
cookie,
Caterpillar. Yep, give a mouse a cookie and,
if you can give a pig a pancake.
I can't think of the give a mouse a cookie without seeing the meme that's like, "Please give a bitch a break." I'm like, that's yes, please,
That's
let me
so
print that out.
relatable. It hurts. It hurts. It's so relatable. It hurts.
But, yeah, then that way I can, like, just sit there and be like, "Here, kids, here's mommy."
Mommy has to go to work now. Here you go. Enjoy the book.
Yeah. Mommy wants
And
to
they're just
nap
like,
too.
one thing I heard about first time mothers is that they're gonna love their nap times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm a night owl, so it's the imagination of being a parent's already hard for me because I know my cats wake up early and I know babies wake up early, so I'm not ready to be a parent. I already have enough of my cats.
Yeah. Well, and that's like, people say the phrase, "Oh, I slept like a baby last night," to say that they slept really well, and I'm like, "What, you woke up every 2 hours screaming?" Like, hold on. Wait, are you okay?"
Did you beg and cry for a bottle of milk? Changing a
Yeah.
diaper? What type of lifestyle do you have that I don't know about?
"Are you 40 years old and you have colic? Like, what's going on here?"
Talk to me. I'm your friend. I should know about
Yeah.
these things.
"Let me help you." Yeah.
Okay, edit time is up. And do you have any advertisement, anything you would like to say or to look out for?
Follow me on Twitter. My, Twitter, because I refuse to call it the other one, is, at Monica Webb VO. Um, and I will be taking a brief hiatus at the beginning of the year in order to have children, but I will be back and better than ever.
It's okay. The trans community already says we can only dead name Twitter.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not using its stripper name.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Oh, this
Absolutely.
is a
Thank
lot
you
of
for
fun.
having
And remember,
me.
everybody, think of the penguins that want to get into science. Jeff wants to get into physics.